Hi everyone, welcome back to Vivid Vidya Edu. Today's topic is going to be Macbeth by William Shakespeare. I do hope you guys have subscribed already, so it helps us grow and you don't miss a video from our channel. So in this video, firstly we will be discussing an introduction of William Shakespeare, historical background for Macbeth, and introduction to all the characters that are in it. After that, we will be analyzing all the acts in Macbeth one by one. So I do hope you guys subscribe so you don't miss the other parts of this video, because if this goes on for too long, I will be dividing it into parts. If you don't want to miss the other parts, go subscribe and click on the bell icon. Now let's dive right into it with the introduction for William Shakespeare. As you might know, William Shakespeare is considered as the most influential writer in English literature. He was born in Stratford, England in 1564. His birth date is not uh, confirmed, and he was baptized on April 26. So his birthday is traditionally celebrated on April 23rd. He was the third child of John Shakespeare, who was a prosperous merchant, and his mother was Mary Arden. Shakespeare likely attended a local grammar school in Stratford, where he would have studied English, Latin, and possibly some Greek. Though Ben Jonson, a contemporary playwright, said that Shakespeare had small Latin and less Greek, this likely meant that Shakespeare did not attend university, nor that he was semi literate. In 1582, at the age of 18, Shakespeare married Anne Hathaway, who was 26. They had three children: Susanna, born in 1583, and twins Hamnet and Judith, born in 1585. Hamnet died at the age of 11. Sometimes between 1858 and 1592, Shakespeare moved to London and became involved in the theatre. He worked initially as an actor and then as a playwright. He became a leading member of the Lord Chamberlain's Men, which later became the King's Men under King James I. This company performed primarily at the Globe Theatre, of which Shakespeare was a part owner. He his career spanned the reigns of both Queen Elizabeth I and King James I, and he was a favorite of both monarchs. He is credited with writing approximately 37 plays. Noted down, he is credited with writing approximately 37 plays as well as numerous sonnets and other poems. His plays are generally categorized as tragedies, comedies, and histories. Some of famous tragedies include Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. So, Macbeth is considered as one of his famous tragedies. His plays have been performed consistently from his own time to the present day. His plays were initially published in small, inexpensive books called quartos, Quartos. So, his plays were initially, which means in the beginning, in his time, his plays were published in inexpensive books called quartos. 7 years after his death, two of Shakespeare's colleagues, called John Hemingway and Henry Condell, published a collection of his works in a larger, more prestigious format known as the First Folio in 1623. The folio contained 36 plays and is considered a significant publication in literary history. In 1611, Shakespeare retired from active life of the theatre and returned to Stratford, where he lived as a country gentleman. He died on April 26, 1616, and was buried in Trinity Church in Stratford. He is considered one of the greatest writers in English language, with his plays continuing to be studied, performed, and adapted worldwide. His works have profoundly influenced Western literature and culture. His plays explore a wide array of themes including ambition, love, betrayal, power, and the human condition. Now let's dive into the historical background for Macbeth. Macbeth is a play with complex historical roots, reflecting both the distant past of 11th century Scotland and the immediate context of early 17th century England. The play is loosely based on the historical figure of Macbeth, who was King of Scotland from 1040 to 1057. Historical accounts suggest that the real Macbeth killed King Duncan in battle and not in his own castle. Unlike Shakespeare's portrayal, the historical Macbeth is characterized as a fair, low oriented ruler who supported the spread of Christianity. Macbeth was likely written in 1606, early in the reign of King James I of England, who was previously King James VI of Scotland. Play is seen by some as a tribute to James I, a patron of Shakespeare's acting company, the King's Men. The play's themes of good versus bad, kingship, and dangers of unchecked ambition would have resonated in the royal court, where James was developing his theory of divine rights of kings. The play's emphasis on unified army defeating a usurper may have been designed to appeal James I, who united England and Scotland under one crown. The earliest version of Macbeth appears in the first folio of 1623, though many critics believe this edition is a modification of the original. The play is thought to include revisions by Thomas Middleton, who was a contemporary writer of Shakespeare. There are records of performance of Macbeth at the Globe Theatre in 1611, witnessed by Simon Forman, an astrologer and a poet. Macbeth is a play that draws from both historical accounts of 11th century Scotland and the social and political context of early 17th century England. It blends historical figures and events with contemporary concerns, creating a complex and layered narrative that continues to resonate with the audiences today. Now let's get an overview of all the main characters and supporting characters in this play. So Macbeth features a range of characters, each playing a crucial role in the development of the plot and the exploration of play's major themes. So first we will be discussing the main characters. So the first is Macbeth. Who is Macbeth? Macbeth is a Scottish general and the Thane of Glamis, later Thane of Cawdor, and ultimately King of Scotland. Here, the word Thane is a nobleman who held land from the king in return for military service. So, Macbeth was Thane of Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. That means he held land from the king in return for his military service. Initially, he is portrayed as a brave and capable warrior. He is also deeply ambitious and prone to self doubt. The witch's prophecies ignite his desire for power, leading him to commit regicide and other atrocities. He is not presented as a classic villain, but rather a man who is psychologically tormented by his guilt and actions. His ambition is his driving force, but also his downfall, as it leads to his moral disintegration and eventual death. His character is a study of the corrupting influence of power and unchecked ambition. The next is Lady Macbeth. She is Macbeth's wife, who is initially presented as an equally ambitious and ruthless character. She is the driving force behind Macbeth's decision to murder King Duncan, challenging his masculinity to persuade him. So, Lady Macbeth is the character who persuades by challenging Macbeth's masculinity to make his decision to kill King Duncan. She is presented as strong and manipulative in the beginning, but she is also consumed by guilt, which leads to her madness and eventual death. Lady Macbeth is a complex character whose ambitions and ruthlessness ultimately lead to her downfall. The next are the witches, the three witches, who are supernatural figures who deliver prophecies to Macbeth and Banquo. Supernatural figures means that they are magical creatures who deliver prophecies. Prophecies means that prediction of the future, what will happen in the future. The next character is Macduff. He is the Thane of Fife, a Scottish nobleman and a key opponent of Macbeth. He is initially loyal to the King Duncan and becomes Macbeth's main antagonist after Macbeth kills his family. Macduff is motivated by a desire for revenge and justice. The next character is Banquo. He is a Scottish general and Macbeth's close friend. He receives prophecies from the witches alongside Macbeth, but unlike Macbeth, he does not act on them. The next main character is King Duncan. He is the King of Scotland, a virtuous and respected ruler. He is portrayed as trusting and benevolent, making his murder all the more shocking. His death marks the beginning of chaos and tyranny in Scotland. The last main character is Malcolm, who is Duncan's elder son, later King of Scotland. He flees Scotland after his father's murder, fearing for his own life. He represents the hope for restoration of order and justice in Scotland. Now, we will be discussing the supporting characters who are Fleance. He is Banquo's son who escapes Macbeth's attempt to have him killed. The next is Ross. He is Scottish Thane who serves as a messenger and commentator on the play's events. Next is Lennox. He is also a Scottish nobleman who witnessed many of the play's events. He is initially loyal to Macbeth but later grows suspicious of him. The next is the Porter, Porter. He's the gatekeeper of Macbeth's castle who provides comic relief in the play. Then there is Lady Macduff. She is wife of Macduff who is murdered by Macbeth's henchmen. The second last character is young Seward. He's the son of English General Seward who is killed in battle by Macbeth. And the last is Donalbain, who is Duncan's younger son, who also flees Scotland after his father's murder. Till now, we have discussed William Shakespeare. historical background for Macbeth and the main and supporting characters in this play. Now we will be discussing the plot of this play act wise in the next video. So I do hope you guys go and watch that one. So I will see you in the next video. Do share this with your friends first. Bye bye.